Well, it's only May, and there have already been more than 20 school shootings where someone was hurt or killed this year. Talking to your kids about these tragic incidents can be difficult, but it is important to be open to discussion. Matt from the Asian Arts Center has 4 things you can teach your children to help keep them safe. And, you know, Matt, it's really unfortunate that we just keep seeing this happen over and over again. Santa Fe High School, unfortunately, shooting that happened there last Friday. But not just at schools. This is happening in our movie theaters, in our malls, in our streets of, New York City. People are ramming people down with cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that we have the holidays coming up, and this is a perfect time. Although schools coming to a close this week for most schools, you can talk to your kids about these mass shootings, but we also talk about mass killers, like you said, with the cars and with stabbings and everything else. And so the first thing that we want to talk about is always situational awareness. So self-defense starts with situational awareness. And in this case, when your child is at school and they see something, especially for the older kids, they'll see something, they'll know of a classmate, they might see something online, or more importantly, a lot of kids are spending hours playing violent video games, and there's a chat function in those video games. Most parents don't know that. Their kids are communicating with other kids, and they might be angry, and they might be expressing some of these things, and a peer might see it. And you have to tell your kids, if you see something, say something. Say something to you, say something to the school. If it just doesn't feel right or it doesn't look right, let an adult figure out what's the next step. Yeah,
that's the most important thing, the first thing that should be done. And also, if you are in that situation, you want to get away from what's happening as fast as possible.
Absolutely. So we say run, hide, fight. Run is the very first step. And some people will say, you need to do a zigzag pattern, you need to duck low and go. But run. As soon as you hear something, you see something, you know it's not right or it doesn't feel right, whether it's a shooter or it's a car coming through plowing through people, run as fast as you can, get to an exit if you're inside, get to where you can no longer hear the gunshots or whatever, but get out of there fast. If it's a case where somebody's actively shooting and you need to duck or whatever, that's important, but before anything, just run.
Right, and we do hear a lot of stories when these students speak out of what their experience was during, the mass shooting. When we hear them on the news, we hear them say, I was hiding, I was barricading myself with books. I mean, that's something they can do.
And the schools are teaching your children to barricade themselves, to turn off cell phones, to turn off the lights, to pile everything they can in front of the door. And, there are a lot of ways to stop a door from opening in. And so hiding is the second step. We run if we can get out of there. If not, find a place to hide. Try to hide behind something that's pretty substantial if you can. If it's in a classroom for your child, your school is teaching your child how to do that. So they're going to know how to do that. The teachers are going to know how to do that. But you can always reinforce that and help them understand that it might not ever happen. It probably never will happen. But let them know that the teachers have a plan, the school has a plan, and that'll also help to alleviate some fear.
Right, and then of course you don't want to confront them, but a last resort would be fighting and getting right into
Absolutely, last resort. You don't want to go and teach your child to go after the attacker if they can get out of there. If they can run, run. If they can hide, hide. But if they've come through the door, they're face to face, you have to fight. And there's one school district in Pennsylvania, they've put buckets of rocks in every single classroom.
Wow.
And that sounds so silly.
It does, but
it's so effective.
It's so effective, very important. A lot of these schools are taking action. And Matt, we always appreciate it. You can go check them out at the Asian Arts Center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.